pulled out a shotgun. I could see it clear as day. And then he just opened fire on the front rows.
Within seconds, the gunman turned the weapon on O'Farrell and his friend.
And he said, Pierce, I'm shot, man, I'm shot. I said, me too, just stay down. And then he shot me a second time. I thought he was going to kill me.
On the 20th of July, 2012, approximately 200 people walked into the premiere of Batman's The Dark Knight Rises, and what is most likely the most terrifying night of their lives. Only 118 of them made it out physically unscathed. James Holmes had one mission as he walked into the theater that fateful night: to wreak a terror worthy of the Joker himself on the fans of popular film and comic superhero, the Batman. You could say he had brought Gotham City to the theater. Holmes was born on December 13, 1987, in San Diego, California, to Robert and Arlene Holmes. According to Holmes' lawyer, Daniel King, Holmes began to suffer from mental health issues in middle school and attempted suicide at age 11. Throughout his childhood, Holmes would exhibit various disturbing behaviors, most of which included jokes threatening to kill. On the 19th, a few hours before his massacre, James would mail his notebook containing all of his plans and thoughts during the weeks preceding his attack to his psychiatrist. About 20 minutes into the movie screening, James had left the theater, pretending to take a phone call. When he returned, he began his attack.
Right near the exit, right where he came in, actually.
So when he came in, you saw him almost immediately?
Yeah, I think I was the first person to see him.
According to source Wikipedia, on May 22, 2012, Holmes purchased a Glock 22 pistol at a Gander Mountain shop in Aurora. 6 days later, on May 28th, he bought a Remington 870 Express tactical shotgun at a Bass Pro Shops store in Denver. On June 7th, just hours after failing his oral exam at the university, he purchased a Smith & Wesson M and P15 sport rifle. All three of these weapons were bought legally, and background checks were performed. He also purchased spike strips, which he later admitted he planned to use in case police would shoot at or follow him in a car chase. His first move was to throw a tear gas grenade into the theater, immediately alerting the panicked viewers. Then he began to rain shots into the crowd of the terrified audience. When the police officers arrived, they'd met the most horrific sight of their lives. All they could see was blood, panic, dread, spilled popcorn, and more blood. He left 10 people dead at the scene and 2 others who died at the local hospital later on, and 70 injured, 68 of which he injured directly. Among the dead was a 6-year-old little girl. You would expect James to have taken to his heels, but he didn't. Reports explain that he was calm and detached when he was arrested. It was almost as if he was waiting for his arrest. Before the shooting, Holmes had booby-trapped his apartment with explosives, which were defused one day later by a bomb squad. An article published by the ABC News Network had this to say concerning the fear witnesses felt at the scene.
Witnesses said they thought the smoke and gunshots were part of the movie until they saw Holmes standing in front of the screen.
You just smelled smoke and you just kept hearing it. You just heard bam, 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 non-stop.
One witness told ABC News in 2012.
The gunman never had to reload. Shots just kept going, kept going, kept going.
Moviegoer Christopher Ramos told ABC News in 2012 people were running everywhere, including on top of him, and called the shooting a real-life nightmare.
I froze up. I was scared. I honestly thought I was going to die.
In the court sessions, James had entered a plea of not guilty due to insanity and mental illnesses. Eventually, a court psychiatrist would diagnose him of schizotypal personality disorder, a disease which made him unable to relate with others. In other words, he was mentally ill but legally sane.
Holmes was matter-of-fact as he described the theater massacre from his point of view.
You're loading the car, you're getting stuff ready. What's going through your mind? Just to get it done. Pumping, adrenaline racing, no. Calm, keto, calm and collected. You heard a scream?
Yeah.
Did you see anyone fall from being hit?
No.
Really?
They got down kind of behind the seats pretty fast.
You didn't see anyone actually hit by bullets or shells or shot?
I saw the one wounded guy they carried out.
The psychiatrist asked Holmes to imagine what it was like for the people in the theater, his targets.
What do people feel when they're experiencing that?
Terror, I would say.
Okay.
He called what he did a mission. How did he want to be remembered?
As mentally ill or different from the norm.
How else?
Being successful with the mission.
On August 7th, 2015, he was sentenced to life in prison without possibility of parole.